see this. Okay. All right, guys, so this is our second call of Coach Basics training, and the way that this is going to go is we're going to cover, just like we did the first week, we are going to cover the next 3 topics. So there's 12 topics in all in Coach Basics training, and so tonight we're going to cover the 5-step invitational process, some social media basics, really actually going over, you know, you can read the document that's in the group, and you could certainly look things up in past calls that we've had. What I really want to cover in social media basics is the questions that you guys have, like what pitfalls you're having, what you're posting, what you're not posting, the kind of response, things that are getting a response, things that aren't, and how you should handle that in relationship to your invitations. And then, because it's so very important and nutrition is vital, I actually want to show a video that was made very recently about the changes in Shakeology and the processes that they've even perfected even more, especially when it comes to the vegan blend and the new flavors. And, you know, anytime there's a new flavor, everybody has questions like, what's the flavoring? Is it artificial? Is it this? And so I don't need to pretend to be that expert, but I can provide those resources for you. And those resources are all very much available to you too. So if you have questions in the essence of where those resources are, I'm here to share them. Alrighty. So is my internet unstable? Because I just got a little note.
It's a little in and out.
Okay. Hopefully that will go away. There's a storm here in Charlottesville. There's some thunder and clouds, so I'm assuming that's what it is. But I'm going to start us off with a video of Tommy Migrant. He is he's a coach, superstar diamond coach, has been a coach for a while now. And this 5-step invitational process includes things like, you know, putting yourself out there, forming relationships. But this is the process that Beachbody really wants you to have. We don't want you to just jump into selling a product because, you know, again, you can go sell other things. A lot of times we get these roadblocks with objections and how to handle them. And we're here to provide a solution for people, folks. If this is not their thing, don't push it upon them. You know, again, sure, your friends and family are like your biggest critics, and they're going to be like the ones like, oh no, now what are you doing? But it's good practice for, you know, I actually think it's really easy, much easier to reach out to strangers, especially on like Instagram, because they're just so used to like saying, hey girl, you rocked that workout today. And then they just start talking to you. The Instagram world is very much into networking. So, but I want to go ahead and show you this video. If you haven't watched it before, it is in the recording is in the Coach Basics training. Let me go ahead and pull this up. This is also a video that is in your online office. Oops, I gotta share my screen first. Okay, let's come here. All right, I'm gonna make this big, and it's just a short video.
Hi, I'm Tommy Migrant, and today I want to take a simplified look at the 5-step invitation process. Often new coaches ask, what do I say to get somebody interested in joining my Beachbody Challenge group? Or how do I even talk to my prospects about Beachbody and about joining my groups in the first place? My answer is always the same. It's to learn and use this 5-step invitation process. So let's take a closer look at these 5 steps that are going to help you help more people. Step 1 is the invite. Coaches typically invite one of 2 ways, either by making a list of individual people that they know or that they've spoken to and inviting one-on-one, or like many coaches, openly promoting upcoming challenge groups online through their social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. There are examples of invites available in the 5-step invitation process document located in the online office, but typically your prospects will reply to your promotion with either, yeah, tell me more about that, what is it, or oftentimes they'll say, how much is it? It's easy when they ask you that question for you to want to jump in and explain everything you know and give them the entire deal up front before they're truly ready to hear it. A quick and easy way for you to stay in control of the conversation is to learn to simply bridge the prospect from step 1 into step 2. Learning to bridge each step makes it easier and keeps you in control. Bridging and setting up the next step is easy. Always answer their question with this: that depends on what you need and want. Why don't we ask a few questions and go from there? Now for step 2, the interview. Ask your prospects a few simple questions to help you learn more about them and how what we offer can fit their needs. I ask questions representing our 4 pillars of challenge group success. Fitness plus nutrition plus support and accountability equals success. Some example questions we ask about in the fitness category might be, are you currently following a fitness plan or a program? What would be some of your current fitness goals or weight loss goals that you might have? Then moving into nutrition. Tell me about an average day of eating and what that looks like for you. How many times per week are you going out to eat or ordering in? Then support and accountability. Do you currently have a group or person to help you stay accountable on your fitness and nutrition? Or do you feel having a coach and an accountability group would help you find better results? Just taking a few short minutes to ask these questions and listening to their answers will go a long way in helping your prospect get closer to a yes. Now it's time to bridge from step 2 to step 3 and to schedule the watch and the follow-up. Bridging to step 3 is very simple when you use this. If I send you a video, would you have time to watch it? Once they agree to watch it, it's also important that you schedule the watch. And the second thing to schedule is this, the follow-up. The idea is simple: to get them committed to a specific time in the next 24 hours to watch the video. After you've bridged to step 3 by scheduling the appointment to watch the video and scheduling the follow-up, go ahead and move them to step 3 and simply send them a video to watch. I personally love to send 2 videos, Ever Feel Like This and also Customer Success Stories. Both videos do a great job explaining our challenge groups to the prospect. You can send them to your prospects via Facebook or email and remind them of the time that you both agreed to follow up. Step 4 is the follow-up. First, ask them about the videos before you explain about challenge packs. Simply asking them a couple of questions. 1, did you have a chance to watch the videos? And 2, what did you like about them? Those questions will give your prospect a chance to reflect on everything they've said and learned. If they're giving you what I call green lights, saying something positive that leads you to believe they are ready to join, then it's time to explain the challenge pack and give them the deal. Tell them everything they're getting in the challenge pack and what their initial investment will be. Once they give you their answer, you can move them to step 5, the enrollment. Simply follow the step-by-step enrollment process detailed in the 5-step invitation document and successfully enroll your prospect in your challenge group. Once they're enrolled, get them set up and placed in your challenge group and prepared for day 1 of their new Beachbody journey. That's the 5-step invitation process. Now it's your turn to start using the 5 steps to help more people achieve their goals and live a healthy, fulfilling life.
All right. So a little bit of review really from our first week, because we did touch on some of this, and last week with the 5-step invitation process, because I know that some people have received obstacles or crickets at some point of maybe sending a video. So remember that there are tools and resources for you, but those may not be you. You may be more comfortable with getting on the phone with someone and just talking to them. I know I do. Especially if it's someone that you've been talking to for a while and finally they're kind of like, they're ready. Or even if it's a stranger, there's nothing wrong with saying to someone, is it easier for you to talk on the phone? And as long as you don't, scare them off. with like too much. And what I mean, not that there's anything to be scared of, but again, nobody wants to be sold on anything. A lot of times people just want they just want somebody to talk to. So the whole point of the 5-step invitational process is for not that to all happen in one conversation. It's really meant to be broken up over time to build trust in that relationship. So I just wanted to show that video because I know that we touched on it in week 1 or last week when we went over our topics. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that video in case you didn't get a chance to watch it. So also any questions with that? Any obstacles, any concerns, any things you want to focus on? Anything that happened this week? All right. So social media basics. There is this document here. Let me come to my screen again. There is this document. In the training. Let me move this over. And it's kind of the do's and don'ts, okay? It's this 8-page social media do's and don'ts. Again, I could just say this like right off the bat, do not just post like stock photos of product because that screams sale and people run away. So do not, it's one thing if you're posting a video of you doing a new workout and you're so excited about it. There's this thing called curiosity marketing. For a while we were attracting marketing, but now people kind of already know what's out there, but they are more curious about what you're doing. So not just being like, oh my goodness, I loved my chisel workout today, or oh gosh, Shanti just made me sweat my butt off. You want to more or less create some level of curiosity in your post. And storytelling is huge right now, believe it or not. And this is quite interesting because, when we first started all of this, Stacy especially was like, who wants to know about my boring life? Like, really, like, what is there so interesting about me that people are going to really be compelled to read? Well, believe it or not, people want to be relatable. And when you are sharing what you are going through, you are relatable. You have to be careful in this realm. Okay, you have to be careful because do you want to attract and create curiosity I'll just throw it out there. I'll just use like a major extreme, like, were you terribly depressed your entire life and on antidepressants and now you've changed your life and you're a totally new person, but do you want to attract more back that community into your life? Like, you can help those people, but you probably want to limit yourself as to how many of those people you surround yourself with, again, if that makes any sense. So it's one thing to be offering a solution to that community, but always focusing on the positive and where you're going and the vision in the future. Okay. So really, when you start telling your story, offering a solution, creating curiosity to engage people into trusting you to take them where they want to be. So one of the things we always recommend on social media, there's algorithms out there and the algorithms are always changing. I use Facebook and Instagram. I know that Snapchat's a huge platform. I know nothing about it. I have one. I hardly know how to use it. I'm just now starting Instagram stories. And Facebook has purchased Instagram. So they are one right now. So for me, I look at that as very congruent because what I create an ad for on Facebook can also be seen on Instagram. So that's kind of good for me. But if you are a Snapchatter, then that is a Twitter company, in case anybody didn't know. But the idea is to post often, because believe it or not, if people aren't liking your stuff, or they're not engaging with you, commenting, reaching out to you, they just might not be seeing it because you don't post enough. Okay, so post often. The recommendation for Facebook is 3 to 5 times a day, and for Instagram it's 1 to 3 times a day. You don't want to explode. You don't want to be too much fitness. You don't want to be too much nutrition. You want to have variety. You want to show people that you have hobbies. You want to show people that you have a family, that you're engaging with friends, that you're happy about this journey that you're on fitness wise, that you're happy about helping people and having that kind of opportunity. And you should be posting about the fitness portion and the opportunity, because the goal here, if you are a team builder, is to build a team. If people don't know that you're a coach, one, they're not going to know to come to you for fitness, but two, they may not even know that you're building a team. They might just think that you coach other people or that you just work out. So if you are entrepreneurial, you need to share that with people and let people know that I'm building an empire. Who's with me? In your words. I do have templates, and I am going to be posting them in the coach training. These are merely templates that, you need to modify them, because if people don't reply to them, it's because they know it's not you talking. Okay. Chalene Johnson said it best at Summit this year. She said, and I'm going to mess this up. Oh my gosh, I'm totally forgetting. It had to do with using other people's verbiage, that people just know. They know if you're excessively using someone else's, little emojis, and you've never posted emojis in the past, then people are going to be like, what's up with her emojis? They're going to not even read what you posted. So, but I am going to share some of these templates with. Some of them I have copied from other coaches. Some of them I have written myself. Some of them I have taken and I have modified to sound like me. Okay, so I will be sharing those tonight. All different types of things. I will post things for sending out what's like a cold invitation to someone, like a message. I will send out a coaching opportunity, and I like to tell people who I'm looking for when I post about the coaching opportunity, because again, you want to attract like minds. So I'll go ahead and post all that for you guys, and you can use it as you want. But you don't want to post too much. Like some people, if you have an Instagram page for your dog, cool. That's an Instagram page for your dog. So people expect to go there to see your dog. If you have an Instagram fitness page, people are going to expect you to have stuff about fitness on there. Okay. That's how fit Instagram is. You can very much you could have more than one Instagram account and have all these different little categories. Or the best type of Instagram account to start out with is one that has variety, that shows a lifestyle, because then you can post about multiple things on there. Okay. But if you have that, okay, don't post too much about one thing. And that's true for your Facebook as well. Okay, fine. You may enjoy a glass of wine on a Friday night. And perhaps you even have a glass of wine every night. But let's keep in line with health and fitness, right? And, attaining a healthy life, that, she's working out every day, but yet she's drinking every night. Be considerate about the message that you're putting out there. This is something that I see all the time, not necessarily from Beachbody coaches, just from the general public, of when they post. They just post to post. look at me, this is my pretty drink, or look at me, this is my awesome dinner. If you're going to post something about a drink or your dinner, talk about it. Give people value. Give them the recipe. Why did you choose that drink? Was it a skinny drink? Right? Or was it a special occasion? And then talk about it. Stories. People love stories. Okay? Don't just post to post. Danielle Natoni did a call for us a long time ago. She is known as Fit and Funky. And, she says, ask the question, so what? Okay? If you post something and you respond, so what, to your own post, rethink about it before you post it. Okay? You want to bring people value. Okay? It's one thing to get likes, and it's one thing to, but you really want to create engagement. And as you have those likes and those engagements, you want to take it right off of your page, and you want to go right to direct message. Okay. This document has nothing about direct messaging in it. And there's just a lot of good tips in here. Like, do give examples of you being humorous, if that's your thing. Motivational, inspirational quotes. And motivational and inspirational quotes sometimes speak for themselves. You don't necessarily have to tell a story about them, right? But if you're consistent every day at 8 a.m. and you start your day with a motivational post, people are going to notice that. People are going to start coming to your page. People are going to see, oh, I can't wait to see what she posted today so that, I can get my day started. So you want to create consistency also. Facebook Live is like hot right now. If you can go live consistently daily about a particular topic, that's highly recommended as well. So maybe at dinner time, right? You're in a rush. You are awesome at like 30-minute meals. Or maybe you're really good at kid meals. Or maybe you're really good, like you love your personal development so much, like you read a page and you got to put the book down and you got to go live about it and share about what just moved you in your personal development. So any opportunity you have to go live at a consistent time, maybe it's right after you work out, because when you work out, you have all of these powerful things going through your head. Facebook Live is a great way to gain traction right now because it gets the most traction. Video is pretty high as well, but not as high as Facebook Live. Okay. And then there's some things like garbage. Okay. I want you to consider garbage in, garbage out. Okay. You don't want to track garbage. But there may be things that you're very passionate about, but that get other people heated as well. So just be careful. Anything political, anything, creating drama, rants about how awful your day was. You want to keep everything on a very positive light. Maybe your day started bad, but how did you turn it around? Okay. It's okay to be vulnerable and share what the struggle is, as long as it's not always about the struggle. Okay. Because again, you want to make sure that that people are seeing you in a positive light. Like, wow, she's, Brian, like, man, this guy's been through the ringer, but look how he's changed his life. Look at how positive he still is. And I want to be like that. And so it's one thing to share the struggle and be vulnerable about it, but turn it into a positive thing. Okay. And then invite. Okay. And those are going to be like the templates that I go ahead and post for you. You do want to be careful about, being what they call like a spam artist. You don't necessarily want to put links that are going to take people to your Beachbody website or to sign up for a challenge pack. Like you don't want to do that. What you can post is a Google document that's like a questionnaire, right? Click here so we can connect. And basically that's an email collector, right? It's an email collector and an opportunity for you to ask like maybe 2 or 3 questions, right? You know, and that's it. And then this way, you know, if somebody fills out a form, they're interested. Okay. If they click on that form, whether they sign up immediately or sign up later, they're interested. They gave you their email address and they filled out 2 or 3 questions. Do not make it a lengthy document. There's other programs out there like Wufoo as well. But I like Google Docs. I've been using it now. I have a Wufoo account also. I think you can have 3 free documents with them without paying for an event, the service. But I also have Gmail, and so I use Google Documents, and it works just as well, and it's free. So, and plus you can customize it with like, you know, your background and the coloring, and you can get all fancy as you want. But start thinking about who you want to attract, and you know who you're actually targeting. And you know, it's nothing wrong with you asking people to click on the link and asking them truly, like, have you ever done a Beachbody program before? Or what kind of workouts do you do now? Have you, you know, whatever, how's your nutrition? And they don't even have to be yes or no questions. They can just fill it in themselves. I like to ask people, you know, why they're interested in starting a health and fitness program, because to me, the why is so important. Now, usually the response is superficial. It's like, I want to lose 5 or 10 pounds. That's it. But you know what? That's a conversation starter for me. I can now, I also usually ask them to check a box if we're connected, if we're friends on Facebook. Okay. And if we're not, and then I say, if no, send me a friend request. I usually put that in my document too, because that's where I like to keep a lot of the conversation. And again, it has to do with the algorithms. The more messages that you are, or in conversations that you're having with people on Messenger, the higher your what's called affinity score with Facebook is. Therefore, the more you're recognized. Okay.
Is that with Messenger, Shannon?
That's with Messenger too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Wow. All right.
Yeah. You want to utilize Messenger. Now, there's
I try. It's a challenge trying to get people to go on it. Like we talked before. Usually, I'll say, I sent you a message on Messenger on their Facebook page, because a lot of people aren't familiar with Messenger or don't look at it.
Right. And so what you can do also is if somebody comments also remember, you have their email address. You can send them a thank you email.
True. Yeah.
And then say, I'm going to send you a message through Facebook Messenger. Is that okay?
True.
The idea is to come up with a system and a flow. I want to provide for you guys not just sure, some of the things are going to be, people are going to like and comment, and you're going to have message, and you're just going to direct message them and build the relationships that way. But I want you to think in a broader perspective of this truly being a business. You need to have multiple funnels. And if you have a particular post with a link that has sort of like a little application for people to fill out, their email now comes sent to you directly to your phone, and you now have them as a contact forever. So let's say when a new product gets launched, you have an email list a new fresh email list of people that you can send them an announcement page and how so excited you are. And that's thinking maybe not right now when you first get started, but I'm just trying to offer you some other things to do other than just direct messaging, because you want to know something. There will come a day, I hope for all of you, where you have too many contacts, too many people, and you can't reach enough of those people in one day, because you got to have a life, right? So that's a good problem to have. And so when you have this type of system set up, it's going to go ahead and create lists for you. And then you can send out templates and stuff like that before you build those relationships, because it's nice as a little bit of a screening process too, because then you don't waste too much time like having like all these conversations and then they're like, oh no, I'm not interested. But remember that I'm not interested is never a no. It's just a not now. Okay? Because they're talking to you. If they're talking to you about it, they're interested. They're just not ready. And that's fine. And you got to respect people for that. All of us have not been ready. I'm a very committal person. I said no to David Atkins for 2 years. It was my husband who said yes to him, which I was like, really? So yeah. All right, let's see. So yeah, we don't want to post blatant ads about the business. We don't want to say click here and sign up here when it's going to take them right to your Beachbody page. We don't want to do that. But it is okay to have them just have a little document. People are used to that these days. And do say things like, join us, follow us. People like that. They want you to, they will engage if you ask a question. So always, have posts that are creating value and then ending in a question for people to engage and answer back. So these are a couple of links. Again, this document is in your training. I want you, if you guys would like to, there's a Beachbody Champions page. Good resource. Lots of superstar coaches going live in there every single day. So it's called the Beachbody Champions. There's also a Push for Elite group. That's what it's called, Push for Elite. And then there is also the Team Beachbody, TBB Coach 411. That's an official Beachbody information page, all on Facebook, where they're making announcements about new things. Like, for example, I think Keyshawn Graves is having a couple of sessions about daily sunshine this week or next week coming up. So again, they just like to tell you, like, maybe there's going to be something in there about the team cup and stuff like that. And I know that these are probably some things that you don't know what they are. That's okay. There is so much to learn, but it's fun and it's exciting. And it's all centered around just helping people. So every month there's always incentives that are given out based off of inspiring at least 3 people a month. 3 people a month is a great way to jumpstart your business. However, if you are like me and you're just ready and you're feeling limitless, I have 0 limitations. As a matter of fact, this month we are starting a challenge group every single week. It's just the way I've chosen to roll these days because I'm ready. I'm ready for this to just, be it. And I'm passionate about it and it brings me joy and I know that I have purpose. So I would like each of you to think of 3 words of how you want people to see you. And I want you to tell yourself every single day to be those things. Okay. So mine are, I want to be passionate, I want to be joyful, and I want to be positive, because all of those things bring purpose in people's lives. So I want you to think of those three, your three words that are important that other people see in you. And then I want you to tell yourself to do those things every single day. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to ask you to do with those three words is I'm going to ask you to schedule them in your phone with a little alarm 3 times a day. Sometime in the morning, maybe mid-morning when you're like already stressed out at work, somewhere in the middle of the day, and then somewhere in the evening. Just set a little alarm with those three words, a little message to yourself, and put it on repeat, and hopefully that will help you stay engaged with and not overwhelmed with anything. Okay, any questions before I go and show you this last thing about Shakeology? Nothing? Okay. I know you have lots of questions, Emily, because you just started, but that's okay. Okay, so so that's just a little bit of social media. Obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many things you can do with social media. As people are liking and commenting on your posts, take the conversation into Messenger, or even if it's text, Brian, if it's easier, if that's that's the crowd of people that, maybe that's the better form of communication with them. If Messenger isn't working, then that's fine. Not everything we do has to be on social media, okay? All right, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And of course, other months we do lots of other types of trainings, but certainly start having variety in your posts. So this next video is about Shakeology. And do you guys have any questions about Shakeology right now before I say anything? Have anything? All right. Let me find out where this is. There we go. So the original formula was, I think they only had 2. There's lots of videos in your online office, and I'm actually going to show you right now how to find them. Let me get my, is it sharing? Can you see my screen? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna just go back here for a moment. I'm in my online office, okay? And on your home page, let me go to the home page actually, so you know how to get there. To get into your online office, you're going to hover over Coach after you've logged in, and you're going to click Coach Online Office. And then when you come down here, by the way, this is your News and Training tab. A lot of our videos that you see in our training, you'll find in here as well. So if you are a self-learner, feel free to explore that tab. But we have this video library, and this is a great place for you guys to go and learn about different programs, different things that occur. For example, this is now telling you all about 2018 Summit, which is our biggest conference of the year, which is amazing, and we're all going, so hopefully you guys are all planning on it too. This year it's in June in Indianapolis. But here over in the left-hand column, you can learn all about the products, the programs, and then of course Shakeology. So I wanted to click on this product details because this is one of the most recent videos that came out, and it's awesome. Hold on, let me see if I can expand this. There we go. All right, here we go.
All right, so to help us tell that story, I've asked the co-formulators, my wife and nutrition expert Isabel Deichler, and superfood hunter Darren O'Lean to join us. So you guys go make a shake, and you guys come on in, and let's talk about this. All right, Welcome to the Super Saturday video in the Beachbody On Demand studios. Okay, now first, what makes Shakeology different than a normal protein shake that people would expect to be so much less expensive and different?
Well, I feel like Shakeology is much more than protein and carbs. That's easy to get. It's not a big deal. But we do have a great ratio of protein and carbs. But what makes us different, and the goal behind Shakeology, was always what we called, almost as a subtitle, the missing links. So the things that are super challenging to get in your diet, the things that you may not want to eat because they don't taste good, the things that are challenging to get that supermarket, the health food stores may not have for you, or you just don't know about it. So those missing links were really the goal, the keys that we wanted to have in our blend. So we're talking about premium protein to build your strong, lean muscles. We're talking about antioxidant superfoods, fighting free radical damages. We're talking about adaptogen mushrooms that are great to help you deal with stress in life. We're talking about phytonutrients in super green, which again are so important to help you be strong and healthy. And of course, we're talking about prebiotic, probiotic, digestive enzymes, and fiber, which are crucial for digestion, keep you regular, help you with your overall immune system balance. So all these elements were really what we were after, because that's what's so hard for you to get in your daily diet.
Okay, we're here also to talk about the new vegan flavors. So tell us a little bit about that, Darren. What went into the creation of these vegan flavors?
A lot of hard work and a lot of fighting with normal flavor companies. And so we were able to get a natural process in our standards with our quality assurance, with our R&D, to make sure that none of those nasty chemicals are normally used in flavor companies. That it's really easy to flavor something, but it's really more difficult to flavor something healthy.
Now, it's not just about new flavors, though. We're actually upgrading Shakeology a little bit, or it's evolving a little bit with two new superfoods. So what have you discovered, Darren?
Oh, man. Well, one that it's amazing mushroom called chaga mushroom. Been used for centuries in many different places around the world. And 3 years ago, it wasn't possible because the supply chain wasn't there. And because of our volumes and our ability, we were able to finally figure out a way to get this diamond of the forest, this grandfather of mushrooms in our formula.
Again, antioxidants are crucial to fight free radicals created by stress in your life, mental stress, emotional stress, stress from working out hard, stress from stuff happening at work. So we are dealing with that constantly. So these elements in our shake are really, really important.
So the other one is matcha. What's that one?
So matcha is a higher version of green tea. It's a more delicate process, and it's also a lot more concentrated by its nature. So you're getting other vitamins and minerals, and also a ton of another form of antioxidant, and chlorophyll, which has a bunch of cleansing properties as well. So we've added these two things have been used literally for thousands and thousands of years, and we figured out a way to do it well and to get it in the potency form that we need it in Shakeology.
I think people don't have an idea of just how much rigor it takes to get a product of this quality to the customer. I mean, normal protein shakes, you put a bunch of stuff in a blender, you grind it up and a powder comes out, and you get protein and some carbs. And Shakeology is so much more complex and requires incredible vigilance to deliver the quality that the customer is expecting. How do we do it?
Well, first off, most companies are grabbing from brokers, so they don't even know where their ingredients are from. So we show up. We show up in those countries of origin. We meet with the farmers. We test the soil. We go through a process of processing, so the integrity's there. We test again to make sure things aren't in there that we don't want in there, and also what are in there at the active levels. And then that goes through that testing, then it's sent off to the United States. It gets quarantined. It gets tested over and over again. And only when it passes that, it moves to the next process. And then ultimately, it gets very carefully alchemically blended together, and then magically, from the journey of all over the world, literally, it shows up in a beautiful bag on someone's doorstep.
We also knew that it's important that it's delicious. because if it's not delicious, you will not have your daily dose of dense nutrition. So making all these really potent, really strong flavored ingredients delicious is a heck of a job.
Well, it's funny because the original ask was I didn't expect it to taste that great. I was like, you know what? Once a day, if I can't eat vegetables, I'm going to just choke something down. And then you guys said, hey, you know what? We can actually, in a natural way, in a way that enhances the health of the shake, we can actually make it taste good. And it's constantly evolving, right? Why is the shake constantly evolving? Like, why isn't it just, here's the formula, now do that for the rest of the time?
Well, I think the processing is constantly evolving. I think understanding that our quality is important. And when we find something like matcha or chaga, something really, really important, we make sure that we can put it in there because evolution of our needs and of what we're finding botanically is very important to be able to continue to evolve and not just have a static formula.
I wanted to say something because our tongue, our taste buds are now messed up. They're confused. They don't know what healthy good is because we are so acquainted with unhealthy good. And so sometimes we look for that taste, that thing that we feel satiates us, but really we're misguided. Our own taste buds, our own body are confused. So sometimes it takes time to appreciate that the Shakeology will actually over time helps that to realign itself so that eventually you can trust your own guiding system to go after what's good for you as opposed to constantly thinking that's what's good for you is not good for you. Well, you get to like green.
Well, this is an important point for our coaches to remember. Actually, you know, I have found that I can work vegetables back into my diet because of Shakeology helping me retrain my body as to what it actually wants. That's what's so special about Shakeology, which means it's not going to be for people who are looking for the cheapest alternative. It's the shake for people who want that one thing in their life that is going to feed their body the nutrition without rounding the corners that it's so starving for. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Darren. And also, thanks to our R&D and our ops team. I mean, the vigilance that you all have to maintain the integrity and the quality of Shakeology and, frankly, separate it from the rest of the shake market is quite spectacular. So thanks for making us a great shake that we can drink.
All righty. So for those of you who don't know, just as a reminder, that is on the right-hand side, Carl Deichler. He is the CEO of Beachbody. Very, very personal man. If you see him, he stops and says hello. You know, adores all of his coaches and the entire, you know, and came up with his coaching opportunity by fluke because Beachbody used to have websites and news feeds when the, you know, when the internet first came out, and people were just commenting very positively about the programs and the results that they were getting. And so this natural coaching process was occurring right online, and they saw sales going up online versus their infomercials that they had because of this news feed. So that is how the whole coaching opportunity came about. And so I want you to realize we invite everybody to be a coach on this team, okay? We don't just sell someone a product and then have them walk away and go try it out for themselves. We call everybody a coach on this team because everybody brings something. Remember, I said that people showing up for me makes me show up every single day for them as well. So, you know, if anybody ever says to you, oh, you know, I'm really not, you know, into doing what you're doing, make sure you're being relatable. And so that it's not just about you coaching them, but let them know how important and humble you are and how inspired you are to have them show up for you in return. And that is a very valuable post yourself, you know, because I know I struggle sometimes, especially when I'm traveling. Oh, this past week was so hard. And just to know that I have all of these people showing up in a challenge group just makes me feel so amazing. So, and that mentality comes really, it trickles down way from the top with the CEO of this company. He's a really, really cool dude. That's his wife, Isabel, in the middle. She tells a funny story of how she did not want to create Shakeology, but he respected and valued her so much. And her journey started with an illness of herself. She had a lot of digestive issues, so she herself used to make all of her concoctions of superfoods and drinks and, all sorts of stuff. And then Darren Aline came into the picture, and he is the hunter. He goes out and he looks for all of these superfoods all over the world. And if you haven't read his book, The Super Life, and you're really into foods and nutrition and you just want to learn the chemistry of it all, his book, The Super Life, is pretty amazing. It's pretty extreme. I can't say that I am living the super life because I do not have a $10,000 water filter on my faucet. But I have learned that you can have distilled water and Himalayan salt, and that's the purest kind of water that you can drink. So there are resources out there. There are videos here. This is just good stuff. I don't think you need to watch everything. You do not need to be an expert about every single little thing, because one, that's going to put things off for you, right? You're going to get stuck in the learning process, which isn't necessary. All you got to do is start sharing and know that there's resources out there. And one of the best resources actually is Google. And even if you want to know recipes and stuff like that, Pinterest has stuff. There's so many good resources. There's some bad things out there too, but you'll know right away what the good stuff and what the bad stuff is, because you can hear it in the attitudes of people. So, but those are our 3 topics for the night. Before I let you guys go, man, I'm getting good at this. We're like on the hour. So for the week, there are videos. So by now you should have completed videos 1 through 6. If not, no big deal. You can catch up with those, or days 1 through 6. And then the next week we will cover topics 7 through 9. And if you guys have any questions or need for other topics, feel free to post them in the coaches page, because that is where I go look for what people want to learn so that we can do our team calls collaboratively. Okay? Anything from you guys? Anything? All right, guys, you have a good night. I appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.